Greetings, friends. It's me, Women, and trying to get used to this upload thing. I really wish they would go back to the old YouTube days where things uploaded correctly and it gave you a countdown or something. I don't know. I hit the camera and you look like a moron for a minute before you start talking and things starts counting. And I don't know. They're just making things more complicated, and you would think Google, being a multi-billion-dollar company, would figure it out. But I'm sure they got somebody on it, right? Anyways, I'm sitting in the sun porch. Not going to be able to much longer because it's getting cold here. Fall's coming on. My favorite time of year, actually. And I'm going to have to move indoors. I didn't get the bookshelf up yet, so everything's still piled around the living room. The reason for that, the reason for the stall on the project, was I found a book while taking my books off the bookshelves to put in the new ones, and I had to read it. It was Reza Aslan's Zealot, The Life and Times of Jesus of Nazareth. And I have it both digital and hard copy. So, excellent book. It's I'll tell you more about it when I get it all read, but so far it's awesome. And he kind of writes it in a storytelling fashion to get you caught up in it. And I really like the style of writing. And just to give you a little bit of that, I want to read you a section just to give you a taste on the thinking behind it. And here it is. Got one of these fancy schmancy Nook tablets, right? You can take notes and do all this kind of stuff. I really like the Nook. I got a smaller one and a larger one, and reading digital books on it, the larger one, Nook HD Plus, is a little bit easier than the smaller one. So, but you know what? You lose all these notes, I found out, if something happens to it. So, get the hard copy and highlight everything in the real book and write it in the margins. You'll have them forever. Well, almost forever, right? So here it is. He's talking about the Beatitudes, Reza Aslan, page 135 of Zealot, The Life and Times of Jesus of Nazareth. These abiding words of the Beatitudes are more than anything else a promise of impending deliverance from subservience and foreign rule. They predict a radically new world order wherein the meek inherit the earth, the sick are healed, the weak become strong, the angry are fed, and the poor are made rich. In the kingdom of God, wealth will be redistributed and debts canceled. The first shall be last, and the last shall be first. But that also means that when the kingdom of God is established on earth, the rich will be made poor, the strong will become weak, and the powerful will become displaced by the powerless. How hard it will be for the wealthy to enter the kingdom of God. The kingdom of God is not some utopian fantasy wherein God vindicates the poor and dispossessed. It is a chilling new reality in which God's wrath rains down upon the rich, the strong, the powerful. Woe to you who are rich, for you have received your consolation. Woe to you who are full, for you shall be hungry. Woe to you laughing now, for soon you will mourn. Luke 6:24-25. The implications of Jesus' words are clear. The kingdom of God is about to be established on earth. God is on the verge of restoring Israel to glory, but God's restoration cannot happen without the destruction of the present order. God's rule cannot be established without an annihilation of the present leaders. Saying the kingdom of God is at hand, therefore, is akin to saying the end of the Roman Empire is at hand. Excellent writing style. Love it. So when I get through that, a kind gentleman from one of the Noahide Bible study groups that I'm at, Hebrew literature, study Hebrew literature and Torah study, sent me. He's very kind. And you know what? Sometimes I do get gifts. I never ask for anything. Never asked. And people are very kind, and I appreciate it. They send it in. Some of you who are watching may have done so. Say, hey, Wayman, read this. You know, think about it and do a video on it and let me know what you think. And we had some conversation about it if I get time to read it. I know sometimes I don't, and I feel bad about it. But eventually, maybe a year or two down the road, I do. Because I feel like I owe it to you. So, here it is, the gospel according to the Jews. And from what I read the description on, it's excellent. So I'm getting back into these Jesus books. And the shelves will have to wait a little bit longer. Because if I get reading this stuff, there's no end to it. So I've been hanging out with the Bible Geek group also. and the Mythic crowd. And I find it interesting. I don't have a problem with it. Um, but I'm really worried about Mythic extremism. You know me. I'm worried about extremism in every group. And so far, I think I've ran into a few, but uh, the group I'm in is really toned down, and they're really open to a lot of ideas. The Bible Geek by Dr. Robert Price. Oh, I was telling my wife last year, man, there needs to be a radio show for secular people and non-believers who are interested in Hebrew literature and New Testament literature and uh, Western literature and myth and all that kind of stuff, because I really enjoy that sort of thing. And I would really like to listen to that while I'm working around the house, doing chores, that sort of thing. And Dr. Price, somebody said, hey, on the Bible Geek. I said, oh. So he has a podcast, which is awesome, and you can look it up. It's excellent. So I've been listening to that for the last year or so now, and it's been great, and I really like his comments, and it's led to some more research. So so that's been going on. So I'm saying so a lot. See, I haven't done videos in so long, and this is all unscripted, so I'm not like the souped up YouTube users who read from a script and edit their videos and everything. So it's going to be terrible. But hopefully you've watched me for years and enjoy what I do. And I really appreciate every view I get. And for some reason, I got a whole bunch of new subscribers, and I really appreciate it. And anybody who's come on, I've been doing this for a while. Hopefully you enjoy my ideas and what I'm thinking about when I get on to talk about it. So it's been nice meeting you in some of the Google Hangouts, and I really appreciate the feedback and comments you all leave. And some days when I'm having a really bad day, I get that one great comment. Hey, I was watching one of your videos and it got me thinking, so I went and got this book, and it was an awesome read, and what do you think about it, and all that kind of stuff. It makes me feel really good. So hang in there, folks, and be well. And remember, if everybody's thinking alike, then somebody isn't thinking.